Good evening, friends. Today's adventure brings us to the Hollywood Star Cars Movie and TV Cars Museum. Let's go inside and see what kind of cool vehicles they have. Alright guys, I'm in. I got me a ticket and we're going to go in here and see some awesome cars, and this is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to this. Great museum. So as we walk into the museum, one of the first things we come to and see is the Batmobile. Check that out. This is so awesome. We have the Bat scanner. It's like the Bat computer from the TV show. Bat Ray. The slicer. Yeah. Golly, growing up in my day and age, man, you always dreamed about this. Checking out the Batmobile. Adam West as Batman, and Burt Ward was Robin. Check that out in there. Look at that, man. Batman the Joker is wild. And there is the Bat phone. Check it out. He's got a compass where he knows where the Bat Cave is when he's lost in Gotham City. Oh man, that's outside. Did you hear that? That was the Dixie horn. We have to go over here and check this out. General Webb. That's awesome. Alright guys, here's another one. This here is the Shelby GT500 from Gone in 60 Seconds. And the guy out front, the ticket, who took my money for the ticket, you know, he was telling me this was the most original. This is actually a prototype. This is the very first car they built for the movie. So now we know. That's pretty cool, you know. I mean, when you have the very first of anything, that makes something a little bit more valuable. Look at it from the front. You know, of all the car movies I've ever seen, I know I'll probably get flack for this, but that's got to be one of my favorites. You know, that was just so much fun to watch that movie, and I think the time period of how old I was definitely had a lot to do with it. I think that movie came out in 2000. They got a little bit of signage over here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Over $250,000 spent researching and engineering Eleanor. This GT500 is the original Eleanor, and that it was the first car designed and hand-built to use as the basis of how the Mustang would appear on screen. Yeah. So there we go, looking inside. Looks like, I never realized I had a roll bar in it, but it does. Pretty cool. I noticed it didn't have that button that he pushes for the NOS, so it being prototype, maybe they didn't know yet, I don't know. And then next up, probably easily the most famous car in the world, in my opinion anyway, is the 1969 Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard. That's pretty interesting. Generally, a 1969 Dodge Charger was loaded with a 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 engine, a 375 horsepower engine with a top speed of 135 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Enabled the Charger to live up to its name. Oh yes, it did. Because who didn't get excited when watching the Dukes of Hazzard? You knew at some point in the show that they was going to jump something, jump a barn, go through a barn, do a two-wheel stand down the road. Pretty sweet. Man. Dang, man. John Snyder needs to be easy when he gets in and out of the car, man. Look at the chips of paint where he was sliding in and out. I don't know if that's true or not, but definitely has the tan interior. How Uncle Jesse and Daisy, well, Daisy, she can slide through, but how they got him in the back seat, I have no clue. This is like a very small opening. And here's something that's very interesting to me. I think this car was, they told me it was season 2, episode 9 used car. But if you look at the rear end of the car, you see that orange? Oh, this part like right down here. Well, if you go watch the TV show, that was actually supposed to be flat black. It didn't supposed to be orange like that. And I think John Snyder actually said in a video on YouTube that he made one time about these cars, that the reason some of them had the orange tail light, you know, I don't know, molding around it, is because the producers of the show, they didn't know the show was going to be a hit. They really didn't. They thought it was going to be one season and done. Well, when they built the new cars, they just took the Hot Wheel, or the small version, the kids car, the 1/64th version, and it was orange. It didn't have black on it, so that's why they built it like that. So there's a little fun fact, kind of neat. So as we move on, this is actually the Flintstones. Flintstones, created by Hanna-Barbera, first broadcast by ABC in 1960. I used to watch Flintstones, you know. Who didn't? I wouldn't say it was my favorite cartoon, but I did watch it from time to time. I think I was more of a Scooby-Doo fan back in those days. There's Dino with his, I guess, purple or black tongue, maybe. Then anybody that's a fan of Terminator, they have the 1991 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. I'll be back. Right? It's pretty cool. Look at this monster here. He is coming after him. Very popular movie. So the next car here is something that's near and dear to my heart. Is this here is the GT40 from the movie Ford versus Ferrari that starred Matt Damon. It's pretty cool, and this was actually in the movie. This was one of the cars that they filmed. Oh man, that's kind of cool. That's a picture of Ken Miles, God rest his soul. And there's Christian Bale in the movie playing Ken Miles. Wow, look at that. I bet this thing is so much fun to drive. And just for another little fact about this, the GT40 cars, the reason they were GT40s is because they're 40 inches tall. So it's like, it's pretty short, you know, 40 inches ain't much. It really does set low. But as I was saying, if we look down right here, it'll tell you, it says with a 1, 2, 3 finish, 24 hours of Daytona. So here we go. This is a car that's very near and dear to my heart. This is the GT40 that was in the movie Ford versus Ferrari. This is the car that Christian Bale would have drove, and I believe this is actually, it says this is the car that was actually used in the filming of the 24 Hours of Daytona in the movie. So this was actually used in the film. So it still has some wear on it from filming and driving around a racetrack. If you have never seen this movie, Ford versus Ferrari, and you're any kind of a car enthusiast, watch it. It's about Carroll Shelby's legacy, pretty much, about his life, and Ken Miles. So we got some autographs here. Very good film. My wife is not a car nut at all, and she loved that movie. I mean, she was so happy when that movie was over. She talked about it all the way home. So it's definitely a film that's worth watching. And for all you Fast and Furious fans, we have a Dodge Charger from one of the movies right here. Look at those side pipes. It's got some Brembo brakes. They stop very well. I've actually got a car that has Brembo brakes. Pretty nice. That is like straight up NASCAR in there. Look at those gauges. If you've ever been in a NASCAR before, that's about what the old styles anyway from the 90s and stuff, that's what it looked like. And then we have the Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. Previously owned by former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. So they got Mike Tyson's car here. Fastest. Look at that motor. Not 100%, but I'm wanting to say that yeah, that's a V12. That's what they put in Lamborghinis. It's pretty sweet. Look at those seats. Just think Mike Tyson sat right there. Probably think about all the people he done knocked out to afford this thing. And not a tear in his eye. Love it. He just like line them up. I need me a new car. 523 horsepower. So now as our little tour continues, we're going to go up the steps and look at that beast. Christine. Y'all have seen Stephen King's Christine, right? It's got some black lighting going on up here. And there's the Munsters. The Munsters Drag-u-la, which Rob Zombie actually made a song called Drag-u-la back in the, I think the early 2000s when he went solo. It's pretty awesome. Hey, this looks familiar. We was just there a few weeks ago. If you didn't watch our Andy Griffith special, we'll put a link down below, maybe in the comment section or something, for you to go check it out. It's pretty cool. We seen cars just like that. It was so much fun.
Always has been turned out to be TCB.
Every car here at Hollywood Star Cars has a story, but perhaps none are surrounded by as much mystery as James Dean's Porsche Spider.
That's cool.
The car that led to his
Ecto-1
death.
from the Ghostbusters movie. Oh man, check that generally out. It's like chrome.
Cars of all times, the curse of the James Dean.
Got Herbie, the Love Bug, another General Lee toy. I actually think I might have had one just like that or similar. Got some model cars. Oh, that'd be cool. There's Knight Rider. That's Kit. But you know what? Kit would be cool to see. But you know what car I would like to see from that show? I'd like to see maybe Goliath or Carr. You know, the bad versions. Some of his antagonists in the movie. And there is a Batmobile. And I'm thinking that might be signed by Burt Ward, maybe. He's still alive. Maybe not Barris, whoever Barris is.
And he comes in, a guy tried to steal the steering wheel.
A lot of stuff signed by
He ends up
him.
breaking his arm. He comes down into Fresno. The building burnt down.
And next up we have the BMW. It says James Bond Roadster GoldenEye 007. which I think he's got a new movie out. I got a new 007 movie just come out. Pretty nice, very nice. And we go up here and oh, yes, Bumblebee is in the house. This is from, obviously, this is the Volkswagen Bug. So this is not like from the early Transformer movies that Michael Bay did. Look, got the Autobot symbol right there. If I can not make it blurry, there we go. This movie right here, the first Transformer movie I liked a lot. I really did. The very first one. After that, they kind of got a little stale for me. Oh, that's cool. That's autograph by Peter Cullen, who voices Optimus Prime. But Bumblebee movie, if you've never seen this movie, give it a chance. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed Bumblebee, and I hope they continue on. There was some really good stuff about that movie that I enjoyed. (1941) Willys Jeep. Very neat. Oh yeah, Ghost Rider. Another Nicolas Cage movie made it in here. So this is the motorcycle used in the movie back in the day, the Ghost Rider. First Ghost Rider movie was, once again, I really enjoyed it. The second one, not so much. But this one here was really cool. It was so different, you know. And for me, it was really cool because I didn't even know who Ghost Rider was, really, you know. It was like the whole story and everything that they developed for that movie, I really enjoyed. Because I was learning about a whole new Marvel character that I didn't know much about. Because I wasn't a huge Marvel comic book reader, but the movie was really cool. Really liked that a lot, man. And here we go. We have the Burt Reynolds Trans Am from Smoking the Bandit. I can't tell you how many times I sat down with my father and watched this movie. I mean, it was a lot. We owned it on VHS back then, and it was so much fun. We laughed so hard at Jackie Gleason, his character, Buford T. Justice of Texas. Texarkana, Texas, right? Yeah. That is so awesome. So next up we have Joe's Jeep from the movie Twister. Y'all remember that, right? I think back in 1996 when that movie hit the big screen, and this was actually one of the only Jeeps that obviously survived. I think they said they built 3 and the other 2 were destroyed in filming. So this year was the last one. Right there it says Dorothy on it, which they wanted to drive the vehicle in the movie. The tornado was going to take this canister, and it had like a lot of little sensors in it, and it would actually go up in the Twister and give them the information to learn more about tornadoes and how to predict them. And yeah, that was a cool movie. Wow, we got a thunderstorm coming up, so let's move on. Real quick, I wanted to come through here to the Mayberry area. And this is one of the Don Knotts cars. So it says the glove box has been autographed by Mr. Knotts. And sure enough, it is in there. I can zoom in on it. Oh yeah. And next up we have Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Another classic. Got like carpeting up around the dash. Oh, you can see where they autographed it. in that mirror, which is looking up here on the roof. And next up we have Cold Trickles Mello Yello NASCAR race car from the big movie, the hit movie Days of Thunder. I remember when that was being filmed in our area in Charlotte back in probably 1988, 89, because the movie come out in 90. It was a big deal to have a star like Tom Cruise in the Charlotte area. You know, you didn't see that back then ever. We didn't have anything. We wasn't Hollywood or nothing like that by no means. Steve McQueen, 1966 BSA. That's kind of some similar wheels of what the General Lee had on it. And there's the king himself. 4. So this right here, the signage up here says Elvis Presley, 1975, Lincoln Continental. So right here we just looked at the King's car, so now we have the King of Pop, Michael Jackson's car. MJ, not Michael Jordan, MJ, but Michael Jackson. It's a 1985 Mercedes-Benz. That right there.
The King.
The Thriller album, my first, you know, album that I got to pick out when I was growing up. Must have played that thing a million times. So as I round the corner here, now we're talking my speed, the Batmobile. And this is actually the car they built to do the interior car scenes in the Batman Returns movie. That was the second film that Michael Keaton made as Batman. And they actually took the passenger seat out. I can't look inside. It says please do not touch, and it's very dark over here. So they actually took the passenger seat out where the camera would fit, and so Michael Keaton was sit in the driver's side, and that's where they would film all the interior stuff. Actually, we have an autograph picture. Let's get that light off of it, of Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. Pretty cool. So this is exit to Parkway this way, and then, well, they do have Knight Rider in a sense. There's Kid coming through the wall right at us. Alright guys, that concludes today's video. I really enjoyed going into the Hollywood Stars Cars Museum. It was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of interesting vehicles from movies. So that's it. If you enjoyed today's video and you're new to the channel, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time on the Hitchhiking Idiot.